Good morning as we settle into 2022. Hopefully you're continuing on with those New Year's resolutions, whatever you happened to have put on your list. And if you are like the majority of Americans and you put eating healthier, maybe losing some weight, getting in shape on that list, no doubt you know there is a healthy way to do that and maybe a little bit of an unhealthy way to do that. So we're going to hopefully educate you a bit and encourage you at the same time this morning. Courtney Stoddard joins us. She is with Focus Treatment Centers here in Chattanooga, happens to be a certified eating disorders dietitian to give us some insights of her own. Nice talking to you this morning, Courtney.
Hi, thanks for having me, Julie.
I actually saw an interview just last night and it was a little surprising to me. I guess people can put their different spins on it, but it was different specialists saying, you know, really when you think about our conversations we have with doctors and friends about dieting, be careful even about things like getting on a scale to see what your weight is. The whole purpose should be how do you feel, not what's a magic number you're trying to reach.
Exactly. Weight can be a big trigger, and we're so much more than a number, you know, and there can be health at every size. So the number does not dictate what healthy is.
So y'all have shared with us over the course of the last year or so, while you love talking with people face to face, that's long been your mainstay, the world became virtual, so you did too. That actually helped you in a way because you've been able to reach people who perhaps weren't quite comfortable yet coming in to still have access to your guiding hand.
That's right. Our program has been virtual for almost 2 years, so for the entire pandemic. And I think it has definitely reached a larger audience because we can work with anyone in Tennessee or Georgia who needs a little bit more support around eating, and also who might be a little bit, more likely to take that first step when it is a virtual program.
I guess we should stress there is a real difference in someone who says, I want to lose 5 pounds, and someone who is really struggling with an eating disorder. Y'all have been helping people with those situations for a number of years, and the truth is an eating disorder really is more of a mental issue than it is a physical one, right?
That's right. It's a psychological disorder, so you know it's serious and it's not just someone's choice. And yet a diet, especially these extreme diets that are out there that cause a lot of restricting, can definitely be a gateway, so to speak, to an eating disorder.
Does it typically surface, Courtney, in a specific age person? I know we often think about it, I have, with teenage girls, even middle school girls. It's hitting middle-aged women too, as well as men, right?
That's right. Eating disorders really don't discriminate with age, with gender, with sex, with anything, socioeconomic status. And we have seen, especially during the pandemic, an increase in eating disorders in our younger population, in adolescents and even children.
Okay, so do give us a little bit of insights on what we can be watching for, because it's very painful when you love someone struggling and you don't know what to do for them. So what are the warning signs?
Yeah, so some of the warning signs, it's normal for people's weight to fluctuate a little bit, but noticeable significant weight loss can be a sign that someone is struggling. Again, extreme dieting, or kind of, taking a diet into someone's own hands, and they kind of make it even more extreme and rigid. So this control of food becomes their primary concern. Preoccupation with weight, food, calories, and that starts interfering with other parts of their life. That's a big.
You used a word, and I think it's a really important one to go back to from what my memory is, control. Isn't a lot of this for people about control? So if your life is kind of spiraling in other ways, this is something you can hold on to?
Yeah, exactly. That can be a big driving force behind an eating disorder, is feeling like that's something that they can control, food or weight, when other parts of their life seem out of control, which many people's does these days with the uncertainty out there.
When we talk, somehow it seems like we find ourselves focusing more, I do anyway, on the anorexia side of things. Bulimia is a real issue, so if that is what someone is struggling with, will you often find that person maybe kind of isolating themselves a little bit or having strange habits in their day to give them that chance to, I guess, to binge?
Absolutely. So with bulimia, the binging and purging are hallmarks of that eating disorder, as binge eating disorder. Those tend to be very isolating. The binging is often done at night in secret and surrounded by shame.
And you would think, I think most of us would, that if it's someone struggling with bulimia, then their weight might be a bit higher. That isn't always the case, is it?
No, typically they'll be of, quote, normal weight or higher weight. And yes, that's not always the case, for sure.
Okay, I want to come back to a positive, I think, before we share with people how they can get in touch with you. You said something which is that it's not about the number. You can be healthy no matter what you weigh. You can be 120 pounds and be very unhealthy, and you can be 195 and be very healthy. So do you find when you're working with people over time, they incorporate healthier ways into their daily habits and they ditch the scale?
Absolutely. One of our top recommendations is ditching the scale, so no longer self-weighing, doing blind weights when possible, so not seeing that number, and really letting how they feel, guide them, and focusing on behaviors as opposed to a number or calories.
Okay, the virtual classes, do they sign up online? Can they call you and kind of explain their particular situation and you help them figure out the right fit for them?
Absolutely. They can give us a call, give us, a little bit of info, and we can guide them on, the best course of action. Usually that's going to be a quick free phone assessment just to gather some info so we can make the best recommendation for them.
And I will say this as I wrap it up and share the phone number, that these, even though they're virtual, everyone in the class, so to speak, is themselves struggling. So there's complete privacy and a great support system there. You won't be revealing anything to someone who doesn't already understand.
Absolutely. The group support can be so helpful, and it is 100% confidential.
Courtney, always great to talk to you. Here's how you can reach out to them at Focus Treatment Centers. They're located on Shallowford Road, but you don't have to be because the classes are virtual. 423-308-2560 is the phone number. Online, it's focustreatmentcenters.com. We're back after this.